EOS doesn't need a DAO because it is a DAO.
It is a DAO, yeah.
It doesn't, like, the foundation is like a higher level of governance than existed before, but EOS has always been a DAO. You have about 1 billion tokens, all decentralized, different people, own them, thousands of owners, different tokens. They elect who they want to be the custodians and the guardians of the network, the top 21. Those are the decision makers. Those are the delegates of the network. Each one of those 21 are centralized entities in themselves, but collectively, they're completely decentralized. They've got to collaborate and organize together to make any decisions. That was the highest level of governance structure prior to the EOS Network Foundation. Now with the EOS Network Foundation, it's almost like that top 21 centralized entities working collectively to become decentralized as a group, and they were elected by a decentralized group of token holders. They collectively voted in their leadership, which is the EOS Network Foundation. We are essentially the consensus of the network as the leadership. And as such, because of the way that we were elected, for the first time and the only time in any decentralized protocol or network that I'm aware of, the leadership was elected rather than anointed at the onset of the network. And just as easily as this foundation was elected to be empowered with the resources and leadership and coordination to get things accomplished, it could also be taken away. We are fully accountable to the network. We work for the EOS network, for the EOS token holders. We don't work for shareholders. We work for the EOS token holders, period. We don't just talk about what we're going to do, we execute on it. We're going to continue doing that, and we're going to continue spreading ourselves out in parallel because we can't do it alone. This is like the work that needs to be done on the EOS network is more than any single person or single entity can accomplish. It's more than even 21 block producers could accomplish. Like, that's why we have Eden. That's why we have Pomelo. That's why we're sponsoring working groups. We're all collectively working in our fields that we have expertise in, and we're going to work together in parallel to get where we're going under the leadership and the unified vision of the EOS Network Foundation.
Bottom up, elected from the token holders, we got the block producers. The block producers elected the foundation. The foundation is now from the top down, giving the again, creating more bottom up opportunities.
Exactly.
With Eden, with Pomelo, with who knows, there may be multiple Edens, who knows what else, the direct funding, the grants, the sponsorships. We're building a new governance system here on EOS, where instead of you have one government who does everything, we're creating all these little governments with their own scope, all experimenting, doing things differently. You know, Pomelo is distributing funds differently than Eden.
You hit the nail on the head with the top down and bottom up mixture. So the foundation knows the most critical, biggest, most resource intensive things that are missing within EOS. That's where our focus lies. But there's countless smaller things that need to be accomplished, and also things that we're just not even aware of because we don't have eyes and ears everywhere across all cultures, and we don't have that insight of all these different industries and opportunities. That's where the bottom-up approach really kicks in. All we need to do is empower the community. The community's strong. The community's talented. The community's smart. They've just never had the missing pieces, which is the resources and the ability to coordinate their efforts. And with Eden and Pomelo, they have that. All the foundation has to do is, here, Eden, here's money. And then Eden, with its election process, takes care of the rest. And it's delegating it all. Same with Pomelo. Pomelo, season 1, $500,000. And out of that $500,000, so many opportunities are going to be created. And right now, in this moment in time, for the very first time in the EOS Network's history, there are people being hired to work or being empowered to work and being incentivized to work for EOS. Whenever you reach out to the foundation of any protocol, not just EOS, the foundation's who you call. Whether it's Ethereum, Polkadot, Solana, they all have foundations, and that's who you call. If you're consensus, you're organizing a conference or any conference, who do you call? And now EOS has representation. We have pooled resources, multiple PR firms, locked and loaded, ready to roll. I think this is going to be the first time a lot of people hear about this, but we have a conference in China, a virtual conference happening to the Chinese community this Wednesday. We've got over 100 key opinion leaders in attendance, all these Jinsei, all of these other media entities on board to cover this event. And it's also going to be the very first time that Mr. Yves LaRose has made his pretty face public to speak publicly since announcing the EOS Foundation. So I'm really excited to see that. I've read his speech and his talking points, and it is going to blow some minds. After that, I think it's going to be game on.